While diet plays a major role, holding onto walls, but it can end with falls. While diet plays a major role, or your balance just isn't what it once was, you are actively shifting your body into the optimal state for digestion and elimination. Your knees ache. It's not your imagination, and it's certainly not just aging, one day at a time. This process, quietly, one day at a time. Benefit FUMF, known medically as sarcopenia. Age-related muscle loss accelerates dramatically after 60. Losing leg strength is the #1 predictor of losing your independence and relying on others for basic needs. You've probably been told, holding onto walls, but it can end with falls. Hospital stays. Walking isn't enough. But here's the hard truth. But it does very little to rebuild lost muscle fiber. Just walk more. Or stop the silent muscle loss that threatens your future. Conventional strength training in gyms often involves heavy weights and complex machines that can strain aging joints and increase injury risk. This is why we need to train smarter. Walking maintains cardiovascular health. We need movements designed to activate deep muscle chains, retrain the nervous system, and restore real control over your body. Starting with your legs. In this guide, I'm going to walk you through 5 elite-level, functional exercises designed not just to preserve your strength, not harder. These aren't flashy, but they work fast. And you can do them right at home with zero equipment. And number 5, it's deceptively simple. Functional exercises designed not just to preserve your strength, it could become your body's greatest ally in the fight against frailty. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you and build this community of strength together. Let's begin rebuilding your foundation. Exerciza. This may surprise you. It could become your body's greatest ally in the fight against frailty. The why. The sit to stand is the ultimate functional movement. It mimics the most essential daily activities. The sit to stand, the foundational power move. Life shrinks. But it's more than just a squat. It's a compound movement that integrates strength, balance, and coordination. Every time you perform it with control, you are stimulating the vestibular system, your balance center, and reinforcing the nervous system pathways that control movement. Validation authority. According to a landmark study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, adults over 60 who practice sit-to-stands daily for just 8 weeks improved lower body strength by over 30% and significantly reduced their risk of falls. This isn't just exercise, it's independence training. It strengthens the neural drive, the speed at which your brain sends signals to your muscles. Muscles activated. But the simple act of standing up from a chair is considered by geriatric specialists to be one of the strongest predictors of independence after age 60, even more so than how far you can walk. The primary movers for extending the knees, glutes, buttocks, essential for hip extension and power. Core stabilizers, activated to keep your torso upright and balanced during the transition. The how-to, step by step. It strengthens the neural drive, the speed at which your brain sends signals to your muscles. Start by sitting on the edge of a sturdy, stable chair. It strengthens the neural drive, the speed at which your brain sends signals to your muscles. Hip width apart. E.R. Place your hands lightly across your chest. Avoid using your arms to push off the chair or your legs. Sand. Knees aligned over ankles. Take a gentle breath in. As you exhale, Su. Press evenly through both heels and rise to a standing position smoothly. Woo. Pause for 1 second at the top, fully upright. Leo. Inhale as you slowly lower yourself back down with complete control. Do not plop into the chair. Aim for 8 to 10 slow repetitions. Real-life benefits. Getting off the toilet or out of the car with ease. Improved balance during transitions. Increased confidence in your lower body power. Pro tip modification. If standing from a standard chair is too difficult, add pillows or firm cushions to the seat to raise the height. As you get stronger, gradually remove the cushions. The key is controlled movement, not depth. Exercise 2. The Glute Bridge. Activating the posterior powerhouse. Let's talk about the most important muscle group for stability, posture. and power, and the one that weakens first with age. Your glutes. The why. Modern life, characterized by excessive sitting, leads to what experts call gluteal amnesia. Your glutes forget how to fire properly. When the glutes are weak, simple actions like walking or climbing stairs become harder. Worse, the lower back and the hamstrings try to compensate, leading to chronic back pain, stiffness, and a significantly increased risk of falls. We must reactivate this powerhouse. Validation authority. The glute bridge is a favorite among physical therapists because it powerfully activates the posterior chain, the muscles along the back of your body, without putting any pressure on your knees or spine. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity shows that this simple movement is extraordinary for restoring balance and reducing lower back discomfort in older adults. It's a game changer for spinal health. Muscles activated. Gluteus maximus, the main hip extensor, crucial for propulsion. Hamstrings, assist in the lift and stabilize the knees. Transverse abdominis, your deep core stabilizer, engaged to protect the spine. The how-to step-by-step. Yi, lie on your back on a comfortable surface, a mat or carpet. R, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, close enough that you can almost touch your heels with your fingertips. San, arms should be by your sides, palms down. Su, before lifting, engage your core gently. Take a deep breath in. Wu, as you exhale slowly, squeeze your glutes and press through your heels to raise your hips off the floor. Leo, lift until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Do not arch your lower back. T, hold at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, focusing on the glute contraction. Bai, inhale as you slowly lower back down, one vertebra at a time. Repeat for 10 to 12 repetitions. Real-life benefits. Reduce lower back stiffness and discomfort. Stronger, more stable walking stride. Improve posture and spinal alignment. Pro tip modification. The most common mistake is lifting with the lower back instead of the glutes. Focus on tucking your pelvis slightly before you lift. If you feel strain, lift only halfway up. Even a small lift activates the muscles. Exercise 3. Side leg raise with core engagement, the lateral stabilizer. We often focus on forward motion walking, climbing stairs. But research shows that one of the first things to decline after 60 is lateral side-to-side stability. And it's one of the biggest predictors of dangerous falls. The why. What if I told you that one tiny muscle in your hip could be the reason you feel unsteady when turning, stumble on uneven ground, or even suffer from knee pain? That muscle is the gluteus medius, the unsung hero of lower body stability. It controls pelvic alignment and side-to-side balance. Unfortunately, this muscle becomes dormant in many older adults due to lack of lateral movement. Validation authority. Unfortunately, your pelvis drops slightly with each step. This muscle becomes dormant in many older adults due to lack of lateral movement. Hips and spine. Validation authority. The side leg raise specifically targets this neglected muscle while also activating the deep core. Hips, muscles activated. Hip abductors, gluteus medius minimus, essential for pelvic control and stability. This movement restores a dimension of strength that is vital for real-world tasks. The side leg raise specifically targets this neglected muscle while also activating the deep core. Experts at the Mayo Clinic emphasize the importance of lateral strength training for comprehensive fall prevention programs. Engaged for balance. The how-to step-by-step. Experts at the Mayo Clinic emphasize the importance of lateral strength training for comprehensive fall prevention programs. Stand tall next to a wall or a sturdy chair for support. R. E. R. San. Keep the standing knee slightly soft, not locked. S. As you exhale, San. Slowly raise your right leg out to the side. Inhale to prepare. Wu. Crucially, keep your toes pointing forward, not upward. Leo. Repeat deo 12 reps per side. Stand tall next to a wall or a sturdy chair for support. Inhale as you lower the leg with complete control, not upward. Pause and hold for 2 seconds at the top. Improve stability when stepping sideways or turning corners. Real-life benefits. Enhance confidence when navigating crowded spaces. Pro tip modification, not height. Reduce knee pain due to better pelvic alignment. Pro tip modification. Focus on controlled movement. Exercise cat. Avoid leaning to the opposite side. Stay tall and centered. This might look like a simple calf raise. Even lifting the legs 6 inches off the ground with perfect form is effective. Calf raises with breath sync, the second heart activator. It becomes a powerful full-body regulator. Calf raises with breath sync, the second heart activator. The why. You might not think about your calves often, but they are quietly doing the heavy lifting of longevity. But when synchronized with proper breathing, essential for circulation and stability, and the muscles responsible for push-off during walking weaken. This increases the risk of tripping. Validation authority, the metaphor. In medicine, the calf muscles, gastrocnemius and soleus, are often called the body's second heart. As we age and become more sedentary, because they pump venous blood upward from your legs back towards your core against gravity. When this mechanism weakens, ankle mobility decreases. Leg swelling, varicose veins, or even blood clots can occur. A study in the Journal of Applied Physiology confirmed that strengthening the calf muscles improves blood flow and enhances overall vascular health. Furthermore, the breath sync helps regulate the nervous system, promoting calm control. Why? Gastrocnemius and soleus calves. Key for propulsion and circulation. Ankle stabilizers. Crucial for balance on uneven surfaces. Diaphragm. Engaged through synchronized breathing. The how-to, step by step. E. Stand tall near a wall or counter for support. Feet should be shoulder-width apart. R. Inhale slowly through your nose as you rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as possible. San. Hold at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, staying tall and steady. S. Exhale slowly through your mouth as you lower your heels back down with control. The lowering phase is just as important as the lift. Repeat 12 to 15 times in a slow, rhythmic cycle. Real-life benefits. Improve circulation and reduce leg swelling. Stronger ankle stability and reduce risk of tripping. Better endurance for standing and walking. Pro tip modification. Try doing this barefoot. This improves foot awareness, proprioception, and strengthens the intrinsic muscles of the feet, further enhancing balance. If balance is a major concern, keep both hands firmly on a support surface. Exercise sank. Seated march with mental cueing, the brain-body coordinator. If you've made it this far, you're ready for the exercise I teased earlier. This deceptively simple movement is the crown jewel of functional leg training because it integrates physical strength with cognitive control. The why. Walking well requires more than just muscle. It requires mental timing, hip strength, and neural control. As we age, it's not just our muscles that slow down. Our brain's ability to coordinate movement declines too. This leads to shuffling gait, slower reactions, and freeze-ups. Furthermore, the hip flexors at the front of the hip often become tight yet weak from sitting, making it difficult to lift the feet high enough when walking. Validation authority. The seated march with mental cueing retrains your brain to communicate clearly with your lower body. Here's the twist. You combine each lift with a verbal or mental cue, like saying lift or counting out loud. This creates a direct link between cognitive action and motor response. Studies show this type of dual-task training is vital for fall prevention, especially in situations like walking while talking or carrying something. You're building what neuroscientists call dual pathway resilience. Muscles activated. Hip flexors iliopsoas. Essential for lifting the knee. Core muscles. Stabilize the torso during the movement. Brain coordination centers. Enhancing neuromuscular pathways. The how-to step-by-step. Yi. Sit upright on the edge of a sturdy chair with feet flat on the floor. Maintain a tall spine. R. Begin by lifting your right knee towards your chest without leaning back while saying out loud, right up. San. Lower it with control. S. Lift your left knee while saying, left up. Wu. Continue alternating legs, using a clear, rhythmic vocal cue with each lift. Repeat for tread seconds. Real-life benefits. improved walking rhythm, and reduced shuffling, faster reaction times when encountering obstacles, stronger hip flexors for easier stair climbing, enhanced mental clarity and focus. Pro tip modification. To increase the challenge, raise your opposite arm in sync with each knee. Lift right knee, left arm. This enhances cross-body coordination, mimicking the natural walking pattern. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on what these 5 exercises really represent. They're not flashy. They don't require equipment, speed, or noise. But don't mistake simplicity for weakness. Each movement you've just learned is a quiet act of strength, a way to train your body to stabilize, support, and move with confidence again. And that's what matters most as we age. Because after treads, fitness isn't about chasing extremes or trying to look younger. It's about preserving independence, reducing pain, moving with balance and ease. Moving with balance and ease. These 5 exercises, the sit to stand, glute bridge, side leg raise, calf raise, and seated march form a complete foundation of lower body control, postural strength, and joint stability. They speak directly to the real challenges of aging bodies and provide solutions that are safe, effective, and sustainable. If you're just getting started, know this: consistency beats intensity. You don't need to sweat or strain to make progress. Start where you are. If you're dealing with joint pain or poor balance, always practice near a wall or sturdy chair for support. Start with fewer repetitions and gradually build up. And most importantly, listen to your body. Pain is not progress. Talk to your doctor or physical therapist if you have any specific concerns. Aging well isn't about pushing hard. It's about moving smart every single day. You have just discovered 5 simple yet deeply effective movements that go far beyond easy senior exercises. These aren't just for toning muscles. They're about restoring control, rebuilding the brain-to-body connection, and protecting the most valuable thing you have, your independence. Most people wait until they've had a fall, a scare, or a diagnosis before taking action. But the truth is, mobility doesn't disappear overnight. It fades quietly until one day you can't get up from the floor or climb a single step without fear. These 5 exercises are designed to reverse that drift. And the best part? You can do them anywhere, in under 15 minutes a day. Getting older is inevitable, but how we move through life, whether with frailty or vitality, that's a choice. Choose stability. Choose confidence. Choose strength you can build and feel at any age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 movements spoke to you the most? Are you planning to start now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one and reply when I can, because aging isn't something we endure. You can do them anywhere,